They're not going to be dropping on that side, so you're probably right. They probably will be taking Echo 6, Fox 6 up on that hill, which is another area you can get some good angles on.
I believe that'll be the more likely play from JGX. I expect Phoenix Legion here to be very aggressive pushing, from my knowledge of the teams. It'll tell us a lot once we actually see what their mechs are. Jaeger mech, crabs. So the crabs will receive, Jaeger mech will be over the back. So they've very much got a receive deck on first Jaguar guards. On the Phoenix Legion side with 3 champions, mechs that are relatively unknown at this point, I believe we're going to have a very strong push deck coming in. Now these champions look like they've got small pulse, SRMs, and LBXs. Very interesting. Let's see who gets the circle edge. Actually, it looks like JGX are taking a very aggressive line here.
Phoenix Legion first one into the circle. Both teams seem to be beelining right for each other. Looks like the fight will probably end up taking place on the hill.
Yeah, it looks so. Very interesting. So the way the JGX win this, they need to get their Jaeger mech into the fight.
Alright.
That's UAV going up. We've got initial trades going in. Oh, this is very interesting where JGX is setting up. I feel like if Phoenix Legion get on top of them here, they might have the edge. Well, that crab is just going straight in.
Oh, yeah.
That crab will not be long for this world. Maybe not. Apparently he is just unkillable. Never mind.
I feel like most crabs are.
Yeah, they're really sort of goon squatting the Jaeger mech here. Data needs to stay up as long as he can.
Data goes down.
Two down for JGX. Let's see if these champions can keep outputting the damage. The articles should be putting in work now.
Oh,
and the focus for
Grolsch takes out one of their champions.
Yeah, it looks very much like the focus fire coming in for Phoenix Legion is incredibly strong. A lot of really hurt mechs though. Pulling a couple of kills back. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
no, that'll be it now.
First Jaguar card had some healthy mechs, but they took about 20% in one hit.
This is it. Super well done there by Phoenix Legion, showing their strength basically as a team in focusing down components and finishing them off. Very aggressive by JGX to actually run that Jaeger mech up there. They must have expected to be met head on, basically. And looking at the damage numbers here, equal damages out of Grolsch and Stimrog for opposite teams. It's top damage from both. 2 kills each. Really good, but yeah, low damage numbers means incredibly good focus fire there from Phoenix Legion. Interesting was the Jaeger mech Firebrand. It's a mech I definitely don't expect I would have seen on comp before.
I am surprised at how many mechs I would never expect to see in comp play in these comp matches.
Oh,
last match that you were involved in had ice ferrets and what was that other one? Hellfires. There was another mech that I gargoyles. Vindicator. That's it.
Vindicators and gargoyles. Yeah, the unexpected ones, but really interesting state at the moment where most chassis actually have a very viable and Phoenix Legion just there showcasing what the Phoenix Hawk and the champions can do. Notably though, I did not notice any linebackers by both teams, so I would expect to possibly Did you want to go through the damage sheet at all?
Hold on, I just disconnected.
No problem. From the lobby as well?
Possibly. I'll see if I can rejoin. The stream is attempting to reconnect. I can rejoin the lobby. Alright, stream is live again.
All good?
Oh, and I just got a message that some people can't log in on MWO. Alright, I'm back in. We're live again. So now we need a team swap, right? Nope. Yep, team swap.
We'll need a team drag over.
All right. There we go. I hope that's everybody.
Are you all good?
All right.
Awesome.
Both teams good? Both teams good? I think so. I think I got everybody. I'm always afraid that when I swap the teams, I'm going to miss somebody. Kind of like that. All right, so map talk. Let's get some map talk.
No worries. So you want to go through what we just saw there?
Yeah, might as well while we're just kind of waiting around. Although there's really not much to see or say. It was a very basic, both teams kind of beeline for each other. Oh man, let me get rid of that straight line there. Both teams kind of went for each other, kind of met head on. Yeah, right around there.
Yeah, it would have been very interesting to see. So, in that sort of little standoff, often the team that engages first will lose. But it was very interesting, like, it appeared there might have been a miscommunication because two crabs YOLO'd in and the rest of the team sort of stalled behind, which possibly might have been the snowball effect that lost JGX the match. So I don't think we'll see a repeat of what happened just then. I expect to see a bit more possible range and a bit more stagnation out of JGX. And Phoenix Legion, my expectation will be in the next drop, they're going to be even more aggressive than they were just then.
Hopefully. I like...
Apparently, Miss Anthro is on the wrong team, possibly.
Oh yeah, I got him
Hold
already.
On. Just... Oh, there you go. All good.
Yeah, he was up on JGX's side. I pulled him down.
Very good. Now, yeah, as I said before, I'm going to expect to see 6 linebackers, possibly 3 from both sides, unless they've got plans for them on other drops. I did not note them in drop 1 and 2. I don't know if we'll see the Firebrand again. Did we get damage numbers out of him? I didn't quite get to catch what his build was either, unfortunately. I tried to go through and it bugged out my UI.
Let's see. Damage numbers for... For which one? Who was it?
It was Data in the Jaegermech Firebrand.
Ah, there we go. He managed to get 221 damage, 3 assists, 1 KMDDs.
Now, was there any interesting total drinks managed?
Anything interesting?
In the team damage, any big numbers?
Nope, not really. 52 team damage from Phoenix Legion's Polycat, the Piranha. That's about the biggest number.
That's always a stat that chat's very interested in. So we'll have to keep
37,
track of the numbers.
37 from Phoenix Legion's Johnny Black. And in the champion, 39 from the Phoenix Hawk, Woozle Doozle.
Very good.
But
Alrighty.
everyone else was 20 or below. Some people had only one.
Awesome. So we're going to play the move around game until we see the teams lock. So
Oh, yeah.
now, what mechs would you like to see here?
Well,
What are your favourite, the medium range that you'd love to see?
I am personally, my favorite mechs are clan mechs, since I'm a clan loyalist. So when I think of Grim Plexus and I'm trying to brawl it out with some mediums, I would go for Storm Crows, Arctic Wolves.
Okay, I think we saw some articles that last drop there. We might be able to see some Storm Crows this drop if we don't see linebackers. I possibly expect maybe a couple of Storm Crows.
Definitely some linebackers.
Definitely some linebackers, I think, and I think there was a couple of crabs left over from the previous drop.
Crabs are great. I'd like to know, how does the crab work versus the bushwhacker? They both seem to be really big, tanky mechs that can dish out as much damage as they can take.
So right now, basically for comp, especially in these high divisions, incredibly powerful weapons, medium pulse lasers, especially on the Innisphere side. So Innisphere have very short cooldown, very good focus fire. Like the duration's really low. They hit like hammers, and the crab boats them incredibly well. It has heat duration quirks. You can do the 27 with 6 medium pulse. It has 12 structure on the legs, which I believe is higher than the bushwhackers. I believe the bushwhacker only gets, I think, 4 or 8 leg armor. From there, the bushwhacker doesn't boat medium pulse lasers. Bushwhacker is primarily DACA or SRM. Now, SRMs you won't see as much because they're not as guaranteed damage as the medium pulsar. So, this is why you see the dominance of the crab in drop 2-3, and then that's why also the linebacker is often seen with on the opposite drop to the crabs. So the crabs are incredibly tanky moving forwards. They take a lot of damage coming in. Same thing with linebackers. Linebackers are incredibly good at closing range. They're not actually that amazing once you get into the fight, but medium pulse lasers, really heavy tank legs, and that's basically why you see these at the moment.
I imagine, as far as lights go, we'll probably see piranhas, mistlinks, javelins, probably some assassins.
I could be wrong here, but I've seen a couple of piranhas out of Phoenix Legion already, so I'm expecting probably a few less.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get to take much note of what I saw last drop as far as chassis go, but I would expect to see crab linebackers from both teams, whatever crabs they had remaining, and fill-in mechs, possibly a Vindicator or two, and probably maybe a Flea, Locust.
I've seen a lot of Vulcans. I've seen a lot of Vulcans. I don't think I've seen many drop yet though from these teams. So maybe we'll see some Vulcans here.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I might have seen one of them in the last drop. But yeah, they are another incredibly powerful mech due to very similar abilities to Wolfhound, plus a jump jet. So it becomes even stronger than the Wolfhound a lot of the time. plus 10% range quirk also like really helps as well. Very interesting mech and very powerful mech that's come into the meta. So don't nerf at PGO, please. Alright, so we'll see JGX set and Phoenix Legion look like they're almost ready to go. Classic captain holding the lobby ransom for the moment.
There was definitely some lobby holding going on last match too.
Look, I mean, we were having translation issues from Russian to Australian, so we took a little time.
Oh man, I imagine the translation issues are real bad between a lot of these different teams from all over the world.
Oh, we're all good. It was a good laugh. These teams here, they'll be very... Like JGX here is very important for them to get more of these drops, because essentially it'll set up a showdown tomorrow between Eon and JGX for the win. Get the gunk out of the keyboard, mate.
Yeah.
Keep going, man.
All right, we're launching. Alright, I am in game.
Let's see what mix come up.
Just like we called, first Jaguars dropping 3 linebackers, 3 assassins, a Piranha, and a Vulcan.
Absolutely, but you notice what's on the other side. Gargoyles.
Wolfhounds, Arctic Wolves, Incubus, another mech I wouldn't imagine seeing here. Gargoyles.
We're gonna see a brawl. We're gonna see a brawl between the two teams.
I am really interested in what they're running on their Gargoyles.
Currently attempting to find out without bugging out all my UI.
6 small pulse, 10 micro pulse on Stimrog, and Arend is running 6 small pulse, 8 micro pulse.
So good builds considering they won't trigger ghosting.
And
so to be
high DPS builds too. Really
interesting that Vulcan, the hero Vulcan's being used by JGX here on Krasno Pesky with it'll be 4 SRM6s. Sorry, 4 SRM4s. I guess it's to complement the assassins there. Actually, these are also SRM linebackers.
Are they? Huh.
Yeah, no, they're very much so. Yeah, this is total brawl here.
Oh, and looks like Kras is making the first move.
Hey, you should be okay. That Arctic Wolf though, with Johnny Black, he could be in massive trouble. Johnny Black should be going down in here and oh, he's out. Holy moly! And we've got linebackers entering the fray from everywhere. Zinjo and the Incubus about to go down. First to drop. We're also about to see the Arctic Wolves, Johnny Black and Woozle go down. There goes Woozle, Johnny Black about to go down. Dargor took a massive hit just then. He's gone, he's deleted. Goodbye. Phoenix Legion in massive trouble here. There's 7 mechs against 4. Oh, Stimrog pulling one back, that's good. Oh, Stimrog just lost half a mech. And he's deleted. These SRM mechs are making very short work of it. Oh, Alligator goes. Alright, next will be Misanthrope, and following that looks like probably the Vulcan, and then Arctic Cheetah will be the last 2 to drop. I don't expect to see any more to drop from JGX here. Never mind, he's left Polycat, he's running away. Good luck, Polycat. And this will be a this will be a bit of a sad Vulcan. He's gonna cop it. You might get the trade back on Nubbin if he's not careful, but I think Nubbin's pretty healthy still. An assassin, you know, that assassin's healthy as all get out. Vulcan legged. And Vulcan deleted. Getting back to JGX. So it cost them their linebackers, but very much worth it. Interesting again that Phoenix Legion held onto them. I think we're going to be seeing those on Rupert Wider races.
Interesting tactic, using gargoyles.
Very much so. I was also very interested that SRMs were used in bulk by JGX. And we saw a really good spread across the mechs. Looks like Rolsh led the way on 342, but Data behind, just behind on 2 damage less. And yeah, no, those gargoyles, they had very short lives.
That's the problem with the gargoyle. Very, very thinly armored for an assault, but very fast.
Yeah, so basically what we saw in that drop is JGX brought a lot more DPS and managed to get on top of them with the brawl. The only way Phoenix Legion would have won that is if they just kept a little bit more range. Like they had to be the receiving team, pull back there and try to focus down the linebackers when they ran in.
That's the problem when you bring mechs like the Gargoyle and the Stormcrow with those small pulse and micros. Those are brawl mechs. You're going to be in their face. You won't be able to take anything down from range.
Oh, they still had some like medium pulses and stuff there. They had a little bit of opportunity to, like, at least sort of scratch on the way in.
Yeah.
JGX had no scratch whatsoever. They were all single, like one-dimensional brawlers.
Alright, next up is Rubelite Oasis Conquest.
Yes, this could be interesting. Phoenix Legion, I don't imagine will hit JGX head on. It'll be JGX will bring normal strategies, and Phoenix Legion will try and outcap them, I believe, or try and surprise brawl them.
Alright, I got the map up for Rubelite. Now, this has been one of the more popular maps from the whole map ban list. And I guess just because there's so many ways you can run Conquest.
Absolutely. So basically, Team 1, so the map is very interesting that it's somewhat equal-sided, but then Team 1 gets this amazing shelf right here to sort of trade along, which I expect JGX to use quite strongly. What I expect to see then is basically Phoenix Legion there. I'm expecting to see caps of Kappa, Sigma, Epsilon plays. Try and like get a 3 cap and try and circle cap JGX, and either work from side to side, or the other option is there's some interesting little brawl paths you can take to try and basically get up to JGX and get on top of their mechs on the shelf.
Now, was it your group or the other group from the last match? They took, I can't remember which team it was, but they took this Gulf 7, Gulf 8 around and came across with heavies, the gargoyles and the linebackers, and ended up brawling on that shelf.
Correct, that was RJF. So RJF probably didn't feel comfortable trying to out-trade Eon, so they used that similar strategy. So I expect to see a very similar strategy here from Phoenix Legion, unless they go for a full cap strat.
I've seen a lot of those full cap strats where one light will just kind of take off and they'll run just a big circle around the whole map, capping every point. And usually, I haven't seen it go well too often. It usually ends up with just the light trying to run around, keep caps, but he usually ends up getting killed eventually. But
Absolutely.
it'll be something if we see it and it actually works.
I don't think we'll see it early. So what I'll expect to see is, I'll wipe that for a sec. Krasnopesky, Navid, and Dario in 3 light mechs, and I expect them to basically probably fight around Theta. So I expect to see a fight over Theta early. I don't totally expect Phoenix Legion to go there, but I expect JGX to put at least 2 mechs there, and then I expect JGX to set up in a vicinity like this. So this is the part of the map they want to own, on that red line on the left side here. So the idea is they'll need to basically hold Epsilon. So Epsilon's a very hard cap to sort of get across to from the Team 2 side. But if Team 2 get it early, it's an easy cap to hold. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing for Team 1 and Kappa. If they can get that cap early, it's easy to hold because it's just so far out there.
Exactly. The only problem is for Team 1, if their assaults are on this ledge, they struggle to hold Kappa because they won't have assault overwatch. If they put their assaults down here, they can, but then they give up the incredibly powerful shelf. So interesting trade-off. I'll call it early. What I'll expect to possibly see is Phoenix Legion split into 3 groups. We're going to have a couple of mechs trading from up here, probably Pop-Tarts. So I'm expecting maybe Summoners. Maybe a linebacker and a couple of lights will go sit out here at Epsilon. And maybe another linebacker and a couple of lights to go sit out here at Kappa. So we might see just one big, like, Tunny Janker, and then just trying to hold the 3 caps plus Sigma, and make a play for Gamma late.
Alright. Sounds great.
Yes, it'd be very interesting to see if they can pull it off. It'd be tough against JGX.
So first, Jaguar Guards. Currently against Phoenix Legion. They also have another match tomorrow against Eon Tatos.
Correct, and it'll be likely over first place. Depending on the outcome of today for JGX, if JGX win the rest of their drops, I believe the onus will be on Eon Tatos to win. And if JGX drop a couple more matches here, it might be very even. I'll have to double check to see how far RJF are behind, but I don't think they can make a play for first place yet, or at this point.
RJF was at 77 before the last match. Eon Tatos was at 69.
But I believe that was RJF's last match.
Yes, it was. And the results for that match haven't been posted yet. Let's see.
Yeah, so I believe we'll see Eon and JGX fighting over first place tomorrow.
Oh, and what a fight that'll be. 2 great teams.
2 great teams on HPG domination.
Oh man, is that what it is?
No, not like this.
Not like this.
HPG. It's going to become a meme at this point, I think.
Hell, there's plenty of new maps to drop in.
Oh,
So-
absolutely, but we won't see them this season. The ISC will be the next competition, but looks like both teams are about to lock, and we nearly are ready to go.
All right, well, for those of you who don't know each of our teams, Phoenix Legion, hailing from the country of Germany, if you're interested in talking to them, hanging out with them, joining them possibly, you can head over to phoenix-legion.de. That's Delta Echo. Phoenix-legion.de. First Jaguar cards. Hailing from the country of Italy, it says. If you'd like to check them out, you can find them on Discord at Juliet Big Alpha Little Bravo Big Juliet 96. I'll try and post the link in chat a little later.
No problem. Alright, they're both ready to go. Stimrock debating that they're going to bring LRM, so we might see some ATM next though. Now that he said, like, Phoenix Legion have run them many times before. They've made upsets at Worlds. I
would love to see some ATMX. Well, I personally love ATMs, but that Innersphere's starting to catch on how they work, and I've been bum rushed a lot of times while carrying them. That minimum range is a huge disadvantage, but the problem is getting in that minimum range because they do such huge damage in the 100 to 200 meter zone.
Oh, absolutely, but I don't expect we'll see them on an assault here. If we do see them, we might see them on a couple of huntsmen or maybe a summoner, but I doubt that either team will bring a Supernova A. Like, it would very much not be JGX style to bring that. And Alligator back in, he's just going to move to his lance, then we're going to have him re-ready. There we go. I think we're good to go.
Alright.
Yep, they're ready.
Ready to go. Alright, let's launch then. What is this? Hi, kitty. Don't rub your face on my mouse.
You muted for that part again? The stream keeps saying defeat it, but I haven't heard it for a while. A bunch of cheeky memers.
I've been logged into the stream on my wife's account.
Ooh, okay, so yeah, so we're very much, I think, going to see the cap strat come out here. Either that or an aggressive brawl push by Phoenix Legion with the Magcat, Blood Asp, 2 linebackers, Mistlinks, Assassin, or 3 linebackers, sorry, and another Assassin. What do you see there on JGX?
On the JGX side, we've got 2 Mauler MX-90s, a Night Gear, Vulcan, 2 Wolfhounds, 3 Wolfhounds, and a Night Gear Jade Kite.
That will likely be 6 UAC-2s,
yep,
from what I've seen previously.
I'm not sure what the Maulers are carrying.
W6 AC2s also. The Night Gear C is an interesting one, whether he's bringing DACA or if he's got 4 large doors. Looks like he's DACA.
2 UAC, so, 1 UAC, 2 5 UAC, or 5 AC2s.
So as predicted, JGX have grabbed Theta in the groups. Now they're going to split off, and it appears they're actually looking more for Kappa than Epsilon. Now, judging since they've sent no mech north to get Kappa, I'm going to expect basically Phoenix Legion here to go straight up, similar to RJF, and so straight towards where Krasnopetsky is now and take the shelf.
It looks
so
like
expect them coming straight up.
Looks like Phoenix Legion is going to be taking that same strat we saw in the last match.
Exactly correct. They're going to push straight across here. They're going to go straight across that shelf. Now JGX have already identified this, so they're going to try to set up where Dargor is in that Night Gear and crossfire to where Krasnopetsky is. So this is very interesting. They're almost doing a spawn swap if they keep going this rotation.
That Vulcan got a well-placed UAV up so they can see all of their movements.
The Phoenix Fire here coming to decap Theta. This is actually incredibly good that he's getting the crossfire with Stimroll. Um, almost a Australian toilet bowl NASCAR style here too, with the clockwise NASCAR. Ooh, Zinjo dropping quickly. Uh, looks like they sightline themselves off here. They're going to be very careful. I think JGX are going to wipe them very quickly. Nuvid nearly going down in the Wolfhound. Rolsh taking another.
I think this match has already been decided. JGX is going to take it.
Yeah, linebacker Misling's dropping. Linebacker going next. Now they're going to turn for the two assaults, I believe, over the center. Let's see if Stimrog and Phoenix Fire can take any kills back. Oh, there goes Phoenix Fire. Shabraza takes Data down. This Blood Aspire is going to be not long for this world, I don't think. Shabraza's still doing well there amongst the big group, though. Self-destruction by Dario.
Oh no.
There he goes. Nuvid takes him down. Okay, now they're going to go look for Stimrog. Stimrog looks like he's very beat up here. Oh yeah, Stimrog is not going to last.
Oh, his CT's already open. And
yeah, no, he's gone.
That is the risky run when you try that fast-moving strategy. They identified the mechs were coming that direction. They moved to a new location, and they just hammered them from range. And then by the time they got into brawl range, they were just too weak.
Absolutely, it was incredibly good movement by JGX to hold that line and force them to push across that little tiny ledge. And Phoenix Legion should have recognised this at that point. Probably looked to spread cap, but it looked like they were very committed to their plan at that point. Looks like the Blood Ash Stimrog put in an extreme amount of work there with 917 damage. Probably got a couple of good strikes in there too. Too bad he couldn't finish anyone. And Dargor did extremely well too with that Night Gear with AC2s. 703 with 2 kills. Very good spread by the rest of them. Phoenix Legion, unfortunately, a few double Ds there in the Bravo Lance, but that is what happens when you get forced in that push. No, not team damage, normal damage. If that was team damage, I think he might have been a JGX turncoat. Now, now the teams, I believe, need to be swapped over as well. And last drop coming up. Rip. The no worries. Do you want me to go over the map tactic while this goes on? Alrighty, so what we're going to see here is basically from Team 2, Phoenix Legion, we had a really wide push with their linebackers. Went up, across, and I'm going to get this slightly wrong here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yep, straight across this little ledge here. And essentially all died pretty much on the same grid square there at Delta 5. And JGX here really smartly, straight up, recognised this, came across, set up their firing line. There was a little bit of a spanner in the works with basically the 2 assaults from Phoenix Legion coming across here, setting up across Theta, getting a crossfire, but in the end very little they can do once the linebackers have gone in and evaporated essentially into nothing. There needed to be they were too one-dimensional in the strat. They needed to pull off and rethink their plan of attack there, because there was that many AC2 mechs staring straight down the one line that the incredible amount of DPS just wiped them. There's no other way to put it.
Oh yeah, that was a great counter to just a great counter to a great strat. There's no other way to describe it. There's a great strat they tried to pull off, same thing as in the last match, but they saw it coming and they put on a great counter and they already had their mechs in position for the crossfire and just wore them down at range. So by the time they did get in close, they were just too weak to really finish them off.
Exactly, and unfortunately for Phoenix Legion, while their strategies are really good, everyone's coming to expect them to a degree. So either they need to reinvent a new way to do it, or maybe mix it up and throw in a normal default deck and see if that really confuses the team.
All stock mechs. That'll throw them off.
Alright, well, to me, the more likely option here would be probably Phoenix Legion looking for possibly some normal trading with the LRM ATM mix and trying to force JGX to push on this drop. That would be my expectation if they're trying to not counter-strat themselves again. But it really depends if they have the mechanical ability to trade with this ridiculous JGX lineup of blue laser or blue sword fighters.
Blue sword fighters, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's what they are. Blue lightsabers of doom. Alrighty, so a couple of things we already see as well from the people coming in. Now, if we look back towards the map strat, while these guys are setting up, from here I expect to see Phoenix Legion take a bit of a different sort of approach. They're nearly set. So basically Phoenix Legion, I expect them to actually head towards above Theta, towards Kappa, and probably drop in a few ATM mechs up there, and then from there maybe split off one or two trading mechs from Echo 4, and basically try and force JGX to push them. Now JGX typically aren't a team that are comfortable to push from previous history, but I reckon that JGX might bring in a push strategy here. So Team 2 is the notoriously harder side to get the Overwatch from, because essentially you get left with this long, unfortunate area of no cover. So you can enter into the long range trade, but you can't really get out of the long range trade once you leave Echo 7. So it'll be interesting. There might be actually an opportunity here for JGX, and this will be my expectation, to come straight in down the line and do the submarine strategy and pressure over Theta. So that's the other likely option that I think we'll see here from JGX, and then possibly otherwise leaving some mechs up high, and then doing like a Epsilon Theta Sigma hold.
Now
the
I've got my turquoise color here. Do you think any teams have ever tried to push up the Echo 8, Echo 7 line, hugging that wall and just straight up the ramp?
They could do that, absolutely. If they bring a more mid-rangey deck, yeah, I can see that happening. What you need to look out for here is Data, Dargor, and Extreme Alex. See which lanes they get dropped into, and that'll probably tell you if they're going to do that line. But I doubt we'll see that. I think they'll come straight up through the center of the map.
I also feel like if you don't take that route, you could maybe branch off, come around here, and maybe get behind them if they're trying to take Overwatch up here.
To a degree, but it would unfortunately give up too much of the map. So the problem with that line is you can't control Theta early. So essentially, the team that gets Theta early will often find it easy to get a 3 cap. Team 1 typically gets the Theta cap a lot easier than the Team 2 side. So it'll probably be more likely that we'll see an early fight over Theta with the light mechs, and then the red line coming up through Fox 6, Echo 6. But certainly that is an opportunity strat. If I was going to see a team run it, I would probably like to see them bring a few jump jet mechs with ATMs and take your turquoise line.
Alright, looks like teams are almost set. Let's switch over to the lobby. I've actually decided not to swap the scores this time like I normally do. Just keep it more in line with the logos this time. I like it.
Yeah, I'm not going to expect too much crazy here from the Bravo Charlie setup by Phoenix Legion.
So Phoenix Legion, or JGX rather, has secured the win in this match already. 3 drops to 1. That would put them in a match for first place tomorrow with Eon.
Yep, absolutely. I believe if JGX get the 4-1 here, they'll be coming into the Eon drop slightly ahead, so they're very much, it's still very important here for JGX to pull the wins.
So a crucial map setting up for another big round tomorrow at, oh man, I gotta do math now.
At 1800 UTC. So same time as the drop we had today.
Alright, we are locked and ready to rock. That was terrible. Those guys were right. I sound like a porn scene sometimes.
Not the 80s porn star? I don't know. Do you have a mustache? That's the real question this chat wants to know. No mustache?
You have to have the mustache.
Naturally. Alright, let's see. So the mechs will tell us a lot here of what we expect to see the map play out as. Now, be intrigued to see what they have left. I'm going to expect probably a couple of Mad Cats and maybe a Blood Asp out of Phoenix Legion here, and I'm trying to think what JGX have left. Sorry, I'll try English. They still have a Mauler and a couple of Blood Asps here, I reckon. So I expect to see possibly Data in the... Yeah, I reckon Data in the Mauler and a couple of Blood Asps to go with him. Alright, so from JGX we've got 2 Fleas, Blood Asps, Nike and Jade Kite, Blood Asp, Mauler, Piranha, and Summoner. What do you see for Phoenix Legion?
Phoenix Legion has a Supernova Charlie, 2 Vulcans, 2 Wolfhounds, an Annihilator, a Hellbringer, and a Summoner. The Annihilator, 2 Alpha.
Any idea what's on it? I believe that'd be 6 AC2s on that mech.
Let's take a look. It has, 6 AC2s, 2 medium lasers. Supernova has 6 ER larges, so they're looking to do some long-range trading.
Yep, they're going to do a very normal strategy. They're going to have all the ER large mechs on the ledge, and they're going to try and control the map using that. Here comes the fight over Theta, though. Ooh, Boss takes a small hit. Ooh, Phoenix Fire, you don't need to be a battering ram, just take Theta, guys. Oh, I think Phoenix Legion here are overextending badly. if they don't move away soon, because the Nike is trying to get Overwatch on them right now. So if you look at data up there in the Nike,
Yep.
never mind, he's going for the Supernova. Actually, Boss has nearly gone down in the Piranha. He's taken a big hit.
Uh-oh. An airstrike right behind Data. Oh, completely
he'll be
misses.
Okay, so we're going to have Grolsch peek over the top here. If the lights get away, yeah. Okay, so then JGX needs to be very careful here. They've lost a fair bit of health on that Piranha, but the rest of the lights are incredibly healthy. They went a lot better for Phoenix Legion than I expected.
Yeah, that was a good rush. They caught the lights, not really out of position. It was more like their assaults weren't on the ridge and in position in time to support the lights.
Yeah, it's very fast for the assaults to get Overwatch. So Phoenix Legion will take Epsilon here. Now they're using 3 mechs to do it, which is a bit bizarre. And from there, what we're going to see is JGX are going to have to move up to Theta Hill. So Data on the left here is going to, or on the north side here, is going to move up in the Jade Kite slowly. He's losing his trade though against Stimrog and Zinjo in the Supernova and Annihilator, it appears. Supernova, oh, he's got to be careful, he nearly fell off the ledge.
Oh yeah. And Zinjo not doing a good job with his trades with those low slung arms on that Supernova. I think he's done more damage to the rock than he's done to the person.
I think he's put a fair bit of hurt onto Data in the Jade Kite, which is a big issue for JGX. Here we go, Dargor and Grolsch will take up position over Theta now in their assaults.
Looks like their light squad's looking to jump somebody. But
You
that
know, they've
summoner
pushed off,
summoner
so
got away
JGX is
just
getting
in the nick of
encircled.
time.
Yeah, no, JGX are getting encircled here. They've got to be very careful. So you see how they're giving up all the high ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dargor here is probably going to be... Dargor and Grolsch are in an incredibly dangerous position if they recognise that they can probably gank these 2 assaults for free. Dario is going to try and get a UAV here to try and get a bit more information, it looks like. Now the thing is here, the assaults of Phoenix Legion are going to struggle probably to trade with these light asps because they've got very high mounts.
Woozle Doozle with a great Pop-Tart trade against Dog Meat 1. He managed to not only peek and pull off the shot, but avoid the return fire.
I think we're about to see Dargor go down in the Blood Asp, and otherwise Data and the Jade Kite's ready to pop as well. So Arend and Phoenix Fire are looking for Dargor. But Blood Asp here is taking shots from everywhere he's gone. Grolsch should be next.
Dargor is the
Extreme
first one
Alex is
down.
nearly gone too. I think Phoenix Legion are actually ahead by a long way here if they can get these quick ganks off. Now the 2 fleas here of JGX are untouched. They need to put in some serious work to try and pull this back. To see Grolsch is still stuck over Theta, he's going to slowly get chipped down to death. Krasnopesky just took a decent hit out of that Wolfhound Phoenix Fire as he goes down. Phoenix Fire down. Krasnopesky trying to make an exit. Arend is going to try and gank him though with Boss. Coming in for the assist. Oh, Arend, you're going to get yourself ganked, mate. Run! Alright, back over the top here. Grolsch still trading with Stimrog. Oh, Stimrog and Grolsch both. Oh, there we go. Stimrog takes the win on that one. Grolsch goes down.
JGX
All you
and
get is some trouble.
Phoenix Legion doing a great job rolling damage. A lot of mechs sub 50%, some of them even close to 20%, still alive, still shooting.
So it pretty much comes down to here if the other 3 mechs can stay alive long enough for the fleas to kill everyone.
Oh!
So these two fleas are going to kill everyone if they're not careful.
Crass just took
So-
out Misanthrope.
Absolutely, he's going to take out Stimrog here too, possibly in a moment. Dario, where's Dario on the map here? Dario in low ground, he's trying to protect Extreme Alex. I think Dario needs to just leave Extreme Alex here and go for kills. Oh,
Oh!
Kraz is linked. Kraz is gone.
Kraus
this
is
is
gone. Stimrog caught him right in the leg soon as he came around that corner.
Yeah, Dario needs to finish them here. Where has he gone to this time? Low ground. He's looking for caps, which is interesting.
Extreme Alex and the Mauler still at 21%, still alive.
Has he got any weapons left though? He looks like he's double halved.
Oh
he's
yeah.
Still got weapons. He's still got right arm weapons, or right side weapons.
Oh, and there he
Ooh.
goes.
Did Extreme and Woozle just kill each other?
They did.
It's neck and neck. Where's Dogmeat going to now? We've got Dogmeat here, sort of trying to hold the back angle here and hold Theta. Dario's going to go and circle Cap. Now Dario needs to probably turn on this light mech. So he should be able to kill Polycap.
Dogmeat has
some reason
one
he's-
PPC left to defend himself with.
So out here on the side though, at Epsilon, we're about to see Dario dive Polycat. He needs to take him here. The winner of this basically wins the match.
This flea is way healthier than the Wolfhound.
He definitely should wipe him here, but he needs to just...
Oh,
got
there
the
goes
leg.
his leg.
Right, you get the cap now. So now essentially what happens is that flea should also be able to finish that Vulcan. I don't believe Sturong has many weapons left, if any.
Let's see.
Oh, he has right side weapons. He might be able to take down Dogmeat here. Dogmeat's still got one PPC as well.
Yeah, but his Stimrog's CT is orange. One or two good hits
Yes.
with that PPC could be the end of
It's
Stimrog.
It's more important that they get off the weapons off this Annihilator, or take down the Vulcan and then get a cap.
Oh. Dogmeat goes down.
So the 3 caps up. Dario looks like he's about to go flip Sigma, but he definitely needs to go find this Wolfhound. This Wolfhound and Annihilator. So the Annie will sit on Theta and hold that cap, I reckon. Actually, the Flea's looking for the Annihilator here. This is a very interesting play by Dario.
Oh!
Very good job. So he'll flip Theta back. This is a really good play. I didn't think he'd be able to get the Annihilator without the Wolfhound actually turning back for him, but looks like the Wolfhound, sorry, the Vulcan, was kind of caught unaware.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
So JGX getting this 3 cap. Now actually the Wolfhound needs to turn on, sorry, the Vulcan needs to turn on the Flea.
But that flea is already gone.
Yeah, I think the Flea's going to try and run this out now. So, whilst he probably could win the fight, he doesn't need to. He can just flip Kappa, and that should be the end of the match in JGX's favour. So once this flips, yeah, unassailable cap lead with 3 cap to 2. It's a very, very smart play by Dario, recognising the Vulcan and left the Annihilator, and coming in for the game.
That flea just too fast to get locked down. It's gonna be able to outrun any kind of offense that Vulcan puts up. All he has to do now is stay alive.
So here we go. We're gonna have just a man mode shootout over the weather. Like there's nothing important that will happen here. Yeah, a red might have just got leaked there. Oh no, he's holding on to it.
That last match was great.
It was really good there. Both teams played that super well. JGX, I feel like should have lost that, but they really pulled the win out of the fire there. Data doing extremely good work in his night gear, even though he took a ton of damage early. A 668, 2 kills. On the other side, Stimrog, like he has been all day, leading the way. 741 that Annihilator, and 2 kills himself. Still a good spread by both teams though, across all mechs. Alrighty.
Alright, looking at the stats. Let's see if I can pull them up here. No, team damage was minimal. Nothing in double digits.
Incredibly disappointing by both teams then on that. on that front. They need to know about the victory strikes as being an important part of each win.
Stimrog in the Annihilator doing the most damage, 741, followed very closely by Data in the Jade Kite with 668. Everyone else sub 500 damage. All hovering around the 400 range.
Absolutely, but yeah, very good spread and incredibly interesting that despite being completely surrounded almost in the low ground, JGX still managing to come out equal with their trades. Yeah, Data must have put in a ton of work early with that Echo 7, Echo 6 push that he did solo against 3 assaults. If they popped that Nike early, I think it was the game over because the Bloodass they were dead to all rights there at Data.
Oh yeah, if those Bloodass, if those lights would have jumped those Bloodass, they would have probably gotten both of them down and gotten away with only minimal losses.
Absolutely. But yeah, both teams played really well. Good to see Phoenix Legion sort of bringing out the typical strategy at the end. Look, they put it to JGX. They said, "Look, we'll meet you at your own game," and they nearly won it. Good on them. Alright, so I don't know if there are going to be any interviews, so I think that is about it. Are you wrapping it up with any giveaways, or are we just baiting the stream into screaming mine?
The second option. They actually didn't give me any giveaway codes.
Oh, gee.
Although JG Crass is right there. I could probably ask him.
All good otherwise. Well cast, Unbreakable. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for streaming it for the guys.
Nice casting with you too. I hope we get to work together again soon. Your knowledge of the game far exceeds my own right now.
Sometimes you just got to make it exciting, mate. That's what you need to do. That's all it needs to be.
Yep.
Well
All right.
done, mate. All right.
Take care, everybody.